What's the game doing now? Excuse
All
me.
right, so the good news is I could join the server. Bad news is it's asking me to make a new character, which implies, okay, the save is lost.
Hmm. Well, let me see what happens if I try and join. Well, are you like in the game, like in the actual game world?
Yes, and I'm on a cross. I guess I'm making a new character.
Okay, I'm assuming it will be the same for me. Let me see what happens if I try and do the same. I don't know why it wouldn't do the same for
Uh,
me, but let's
Let
go
me
ahead.
send you the new password.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
I
wait.
sent it through Steam messages.
Okay, I'll need to have that either way. I guess right here now, I stopped the recording. I guess we need to determine, do you want to keep messing with it to the point to where maybe you can still find the saves?
It's gone.
Um, are you sure it's gone? The game might not be finding them right now, but I mean, do you know for a fact that the save file just isn't even there anymore?
I burned everything. Dude, we weren't getting any
You did.
results.
Okay, so you yourself deleted it. Because you
Yes.
sounded surprised that the save did not take just now. You were like, "Well, we're playing as a new character."
So what I was mixed up by was that evidently the server launcher that I was using, the dedicated server launcher tool by Funcom, is a separate set of stuff from what Steam itself gives you for the server tools.
Right, right,
And
yeah,
there
that's
was
my
a whole
understanding.
already a whole hullabaloo over that. So I was not for certain if Steam's cloud saves would have memorized that, but nonetheless, the evidence would have already been there. I just wasn't thinking that no, Steam did not keep our old saves just on simple basis of we did not yet again get the .exe has returned to error.
Okay, I mean, I guess what it comes down to is I'm fine with starting a whole new game. I just want to make sure that if we're gonna do that, you're okay with that because I mean we can wait another little while to look for the saves if you think that you can find them. That's fine.
No, the place where they are gone, I burned everything.
Okay, so we're sure that it's just gonna be a new save then. We're just gonna go ahead with that then.
Yes.
Okay, now the second thing then is being that that's the case, since we're gonna have to start over completely fresh anyway, do you want to just play it safe and do a clean reinstall?
What do you mean clean reinstall? I'm in the game right now. Nothing needs to be reinstalled.
Well, you're in the game right now, but I'm worried about whether or not there's going to be some other kind of error in the future
No,
because of all the messing around in the files and everything else that's happened
I
today.
burned everything.
Well, when you say you burned everything, how'd you get it back?
But the same way I got it to begin with, by
That,
installing the stuff off Steam, and then getting the
but you
Funcom
said
server launcher.
that was the server though. That was not okay. So all the stuff that you've been doing has not been in the Conan files on your computer. This has all been on the server side on your laptop.
Yes, I have never touched any of the stuff on my own PC on my gaming rig that I
Gotcha.
use. Okay.
Okay, see that's a distinction. Okay, so in other words, the game itself, like for example, like you say you installed the game, let's hypothetically install the game today from Steam. Those files have not been touched at all today. It's only the stuff on the server on your laptop.
The server the PC that I'm using to play the game, not my laptop. The server that I'm
Right.
using to play the game, I have not touched anything. Nothing has
Gotcha.
changed.
Hands up. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. Then hang on a second. Let me get my recording ready here. This is gonna be interesting.
Oh,
Hell. Go ahead, Alex.
well, it's a new beginning.
It is a new beginning. This is going to be a new playthrough of Conan Exiles. If anyone's going to be upset about that, I'm sorry. I will put a note way back in the first episode of like the first playthrough saying, "Hey, yeah, there was a problem about 12 sessions in, about 70 hours in. You might want to start with this episode instead, or if you want, watch the original journey with us and see as we grow as people before getting to this point." But the point is, today, because of circumstance, we have to make a new start of Conan Exiles. I'm personally fine with that. Alex seems fine with it too. We'll have to see what other people think, but it is what it is. I'm going to join the game now, and as I do, I will allow Alex to explain if he wants to. Do you want to wait while you're wait to focus on doing your character first, or it's up to
I
you?
think the simple explanation of what went wrong can be just done just fine with my character. So the simple explanation of what went wrong is that I just a few days ago there was an issue with the television that we have downstairs in the living room. If you don't know, I still live with my parents and my sister, mock freely. But
No, it's
nonetheless,
circumstantial. I mean, this guy's been to college for fuck's sake. If you're mocking him, you're lame.
I don't know. College gives even more ammunition. But anyways, the television downstairs, it's connected to the internet. That's how we watch things. It has a variety of apps. They watch a lot of YouTube and Disney Plus and what have you down there, HBO. But it had a disconnection. And I jumped to assuming it would be the router's issue and not the issue of the TV itself not having some connection problems. So I went down there and I reset the router instead of resetting the TV, which did not fix the TV's issue. I had to then reset the TV, and that fixed it. So I made a little bit of an error there. The issue that ensued was several days later. We did not play Conan for several days, and then we come back to Conan, and Conan suddenly, when I try to launch the server will launch just fine. I did not pay attention to the ports, though. I did not look at the ports. The ports have a signal. Either green, you're good, or red, nobody should be able to connect the server once we launch it. I did not pay attention to the colors of the signals. So, we launch the server. Both me and Mike try to join, and both of us, it pretty well just says, look, there's issues here, you can't connect. And so, I, however, did not figure out the port forwarding was the issue at first. We started Googling. Google told us, well, if you can't connect to the server, delete the log files. We deleted the log files. That didn't seem to cause an issue. And I was like,
It
well,
actually, in a way, it kind of compounded the issue, in fact, because then that gave us two things to have to be concerned about.
well, no, it really wasn't an issue. The log files
No,
thing was not
log
a
files?
problem.
Didn't that
No,
screw
not,
everything up?
no, not at all, not at all. I misspoke when I
Hmm.
said log. I said I misspoke when I said logs in the Steam chat. But anyways,
What? Yeah, go ahead.
the next solution we moved on to was everybody's gonna get a nice big shot of my new character, stark fucking naked on the cross. Hang on, can I change the skin? Can I make his skin color a little darker? He's a
Unless he's
little bit.
super, super dark already, you should be able to do everything from the cross.
There we go. That should be a good skin color. Yeah. But anyways, so okay, hang on. I had to reset my brain back to where we were. Okay. So we
That's all
tried
right.
deleting
It's been a
deleting
lot.
the.
Just so you guys know, it's been like 3.5 hours that we've been dealing with this.
Oh
It's been
yes.
some trouble.
It deleted the log file, rebuilt it. Didn't cause any problems, but it also didn't fix the problem we were dealing with. So I went, okay, well, maybe, well, what we were thinking was, well, that big ass castle we were living in, maybe it was too much and it just grown too big and we couldn't load into the game. Or if we did, then it would take a full 5 minutes, which I waited full 5 minutes to load, and that wasn't the problem.
Same here. Yeah.
Which I was wondering, because I was like, well, it's not really, it wasn't really extending loading times until just now. Why would it suddenly go from a 0 minute addition to the load times to a 5 minute addition to the load times? But I digress. I jumped to a bit of a nuclear solution to begin with. I really should have checked the ports. It's a big UI element right there on the server launcher, and I just wasn't looking. So I jumped to, okay, I'm gonna make a backup of the files. Evidently, I deleted the log files and it rebuilt them after I deleted them. So evidently, it will do this. This is just a thing that the Conan server launcher does, right? Incorrect. I made a separate backup, and then I deleted the saved files, and it did kind of try to rebuild, but not really. It wound up, and then I tried to plug back in the backup, and that's when we started getting the issue of whenever I hit the launch server button, it returned then a little error window that said, like, this very big file location of, Conan Sandbox slash Conan dedicated server launcher slash Conan Sandbox slash Conan Sandbox slash saved. You get the idea, and then it ends with create process parenthesis, an empty parenthesis, oddly enough, returned to. And that was the error. And I
Yeah.
was trying 8 million different things, deleting files, moving files, backing up files, so on and so forth, and it was not doing anything. I deleted C++ off the computer, or excuse me, C++ visual redistributables. I assume that if you delete
I was
C++
gonna,
itself, it causes the computer to explode, but
you
I
know,
uninstalled and reinstalled C++ visual redistributables. That wasn't working. I uninstalled all the mods. That wasn't working. So eventually, I just threw up my hands and said, "Screw it. We're gonna have to start up a new server."
And it was eventually, I guess, you downloading the Steam server, not the Steam rather, but the individual Funcom or whatever, Funland, whatever the hell it is, server package, reinstalling that apparently is what fixed the problem.
So what? Yeah, what I did was I just burned everything. I deleted everything, got rid of it all. Then I did what I had to do the first time, though it'd been so long that I'd forgotten about the process. So I went into Steam, and Steam has in its library a tools section, which is by default hidden because it's a bunch of shit that people wouldn't really know what it does. And one of the tools that you can download, they're all free. One of the tools you can download is Conan Exiles dedicated server runner, which, launched pretty well with the game, and it's a mildly inconvenient toolkit. And later on, Funcom released a separate little application that is a much more convenient server launcher. I had that mixed up at first. I thought you just had to download all the stuff from Funcom themselves. No, you still need to download the tools from Steam and then throw on the Funcom dedicated server launcher, but I did all that, and there we go.
Uh, and okay, well then there you go.
Alright, have you been able to join the server?
I'm about to start now. I actually decided also to stop that recording and then start a new one just in case we don't need to. Like I'm gonna keep that one and I will bridge it together with this new recording I'm gonna make here once I get my character started. I had to break because I wanted to make sure that you're when I looked at Steam to see what the new password was, I wanted to make sure no one at home happened to see it.
Yeah,
I,
I
I'm
get
I'm
that.
sure there's a yeah, but I have no doubt Bandicam has a pause button. I'm guessing what button it actually is as well, but I wanted to play it safe, so I thought, well, I better stop the recording, do that, then start anew once I get into the game, just to be on the
Yeah,
safe side.
yeah. Okay, so am I fine to hop off the cross?
Well, unfortunately, and this is just a thing that Conan does sometimes. I have to exit out and then go back in because for some reason I could not actually uh execute your server. Like I could click it and it would highlight, but I couldn't make it go. That just happens sometimes. That's always been that way. I don't know why. So I have to start over. Not start over, but restart the game again.
Yeah.
If you want to, like, I now that I know what I'm doing, I shouldn't. Well, I guess if you're willing to wait just a couple minutes, it should be like maybe 2 minutes here. I'll have to go through the mod, get to the mod thing and then reset my, whatever, all that crap to start up. And then, ideally, we can basically start at the same time. So, in other words, if you're willing to wait a couple minutes, then we can start fresh at the same moment. I mean, it doesn't have
Okay.
to be the same exact moment, but you know what I mean. Like then that way you won't be like 10 minutes into gameplay already, and then I'll be like, okay, I just now got in. Where are you? You know that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm let's see, play online.
Well, in
Is it
that
the
case, I'm
same?
going to go ahead and see if the OBS pause button works.
Not a bad idea.
All right, I have unpaused because now Mike has hit he's on a cross. Not just
All
because of
right.
Bloody
Yes.
Mary.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am. I am on the cross. I want to say something about Bloody Mary later. I watched Twisted Metal. We'll have to get to that.
Oh.
Yeah. I definitely want to get to that. Absolutely. I've been waiting to talk to you about that. But for anyone at home, in case I don't keep the original part of this recording up, there was some technical stuff. Whatever. We'll get to that later if it's necessary. But for anyone watching this right now, if this is the first thing you're seeing on this recording, no, it's not a mistake. This is like the 13th episode of Conan Exiles. I'll have to create it, title it creatively or something. I'll have to go back to episode one and maybe make some edits, whatever. Long story short, there were some serious technical difficulties, and we had to start a new game. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be freaked out about that. If anyone's watching this and they're upset, it's like, hey, we couldn't help it. There were some things that it was a complicated mess. We were at it for several
Lessons were
hours.
learned.
Lessons were learned. Some of it, you just have to leave up to the gods of electronics, and other stuff. It's like this would have taken a lot more time and effort to actually really sit and study. And this was kind of new to both of us, this specific incident. So it's like we're starting a new game. Alex and I aren't particularly concerned about that. I don't want to speak for Alex. Alex, by all means, you can talk
I
next if
really
you want.
enjoy starting this game over.
Yeah, honestly, okay, well then there you go. Because honestly, I knew that at some point or another I'd be doing the same thing. The first playthrough was basically kind of a learning experience. This also helped to completely wipe all those old structures, some of which were a little bit on the big side, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So yeah, it's a new save. It's not a mistake. I mean, a new game rather. I'm gonna keep this episode 13 or whatever. I'm just gonna make it clear that this is a new playthrough or whatever. We'll have to see what the other guys think, but for now, it's Alex and I, and it be what it do,
Yes.
and there you go.
It do be.
It do be. So sometimes it do be, and today it do. I guess.
So one of my favorite little mods actually for Conan Exiles, I'll just talk a bit while you craft up
Yeah,
your
because I'm gonna make
character.
my character. That's perfectly fine.
One of my favorite little mods is a mod called Multi-Character, or Multicare, it's for short. And it has a little menu when you start up the game. You can make multiple characters on your single player save or on a server. And each it's genuinely separate characters who each of one of them will start on the cross at level 1, no feat, no knowledge, no attributes, yada yada yada. And I think that it's part of what's really cool about Conan Exiles is that you get the beginning of the game and the end of the game are so wildly different.
Um, so you finished Conan Exiles then? You've actually beaten the game.
I have not. My single player character has gotten fairly close. I think he's killed off like half the dudes necessary to put together the piece to take off the bracelet. But
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I'll ever get around to that because the point of beating Conan Exiles means you delete your character, right?
Say that again. I'm sorry, my character was talking.
Beating
Your
Conan
character
Exiles.
would. Oh, delete your character. Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. Once you beat the 6 necessary bosses, your character puts together the artifact necessary to make it where you can take off the gauntlet, take off the bracelet, and leave the exiled lands.
Right.
Which, of course, means the deletion of your character because your character's gone now.
Yes.
And so I've never done that. That's never really been a priority, even for my single player character who I put in a ton of time with.
Okay. Yeah, same here, I suppose. Well, obviously, my last character was at level 60 for a long time. I think that's true of most of us. Everyone but Pink, I would assume. But I never even ventured all the way up into the snowy lands all that much. So I was kind of maybe abutting the end
I have
game a little bit, but I wasn't quite there yet.
I have never really ventured into the snowy lands other than just to get into the volcano. I have never gone up to fight with the frost giants or up to the Black Fortress.
Oh, okay.
Some of the stuff I intentionally left behind because I knew we were going to be doing these group recordings and I wanted everyone to explore it all together at once.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes perfect
Though
sense.
I say that with the understanding that Soon has his own single player game, and I'm sure Soon has rushed straight for those things.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, or at least I was saying it specifically about Soon, is that starting this new game, I don't think he'll probably mind. He'll almost like I anticipate it'll be one of two things. Either he'll be disillusioned, like oh man, that's wow, there's so much progress lost, which in a way he's right. A lot of the more important stuff, really anything we want, can be modded back in, which is a cheat, and I still, me personally, I'm going to try to avoid cheating as far as like giving myself super uber items. I'm not going to make my character suddenly end game level 60 or anything like that. I actually want to go through this normally again. But
Yeah.
at the same time, now like I would share his like, okay, let's hurry up and get to iron, that kind of like I have no problem
Yeah.
with that any.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yes. I can tell you right now, you and me are both hopping off the cross and running to Ironstone as soon as possible.
Yeah, there's really no reason not to now that you mention it.
Like I'll complete the starting journey, and then after that, Iron.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean again, there's really kind of not any reason not to.
I
I
mean,
mean,
iron is just
stone.
so, like stone. Stone is so like there's not even a stone sickle. So if you want to gather plant fiber, you gather it one at a time.
Yeah, I don't think we can really. That's a little too much to ask of us at this point. I think now that we know that it's so easy to get iron, I think we'll just have to go get that and just forgo the entire stone. What would be the word? Trial. I guess the whole. I
Yeah.
mean, there's really no reason to stick with it. I mean, if
Oh,
you
I
know
was
where to go.
also
Yeah, go
this
ahead.
one. I was thinking of floating this. I was thinking, what if once we get to the tier where we unlock the reinforced materials, that is to say, the DLC building materials, what if we did just say, fuck it, and make it where, like, if we build something out of sandstone, we can just convert it to the reinforced materials without going through all that work of making hardened bricks? Because I will
That's
say,
go
the
on.
last 50%, the first half of our gameplay in the previous server save, the first half, I was running around doing things with you guys. The entire back half of what we were doing with the last server was me making hardened bricks,
Oh,
iron reinforcements, steel
okay.
reinforcements, shaped wood, and like by all means, would it be a bit more honest to make that shit myself? Yeah, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't want it to anymore be me recording. Like there are so many videos I have backlogged on my channel. They're like an hour straight of like I have them uploaded because we're still talking about things and having fun talking about things.
Right.
But the actual gameplay footage is I mine rocks, I chop down trees, I harvest plants, I make stone consolidant, I make hardened bricks, I make steel reinforcements.
I didn't know that. I honestly thought that this whole time you were once we unlocked the higher like the DLC stuff, I thought that you were just converting just like cheating it into your inventory because it's like, I mean, no.
No,
Oh wow, okay.
no,
Well, I
I
was. So holy shit.
holy
Wow.
shit. Okay, well, I didn't even have to run this by you. Then you've been doing it.
I've already
Okay.
been doing it. Yeah, I just assumed everyone was. I thought that
Oh,
like after the first day or two, it was kind of like, oh man, I have to like redo this entire big like storage house or whatever. Like my house that I made, like my hotel for the thralls. I didn't go get all that shit. I just made it. I just like whipped it up in creative mode. I'm not going out and fucking spending an hour and a half just mining enough to make a single wall panel. Fuck
oh
that.
my God.
I'm sorry. I thought you knew. I just thought, yeah, I just assumed everyone was doing that.
I
I don't know
spent
why.
dozens of hours.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it was. I'm sure fun. I can only assume it was
It
fun for
wasn't.
probably. Oh, well, maybe it was fun for your viewers. In the comments, it wasn't. Yeah, that. I'm sorry. I guess I just kind of figured. I don't know why I figured this. I just sort of thought that. Well, I mean, we made the structures, but surely, like, to redesign them into different textures, no one's gonna actually go through the effort to get all that crap. That would take hours just for cosmetic. Hell with that. Yeah, I thought I should have been more clear. Sorry. Like you were asking the other day, you were asking like, "Oh wow, you went and redid the floor," and I was like, "Yeah, I made it into the arena tile or whatever to make the floor look different." I didn't go mine all that. I just turned on the arena tile.
Yeah, yeah. And I went and
Shit.
looked. I went and looked in the furnace, and I saw somebody left 7,000 hardened brick, and I think I actually said, and no one really corrected me. I actually said, "Holy shit, soon, Mike, you guys put in a lot of work here."
I think I probably didn't even realize what you were talking about. I probably just assumed you were talking about the work of actually like redoing the structures. I don't think I
Oh,
knew that you. Yeah, yeah. I
what?
didn't think that you. Yeah, I at no point realized that anyone thought that I was actually going out and mining and cutting down all that stuff, getting all those ingredients for
Oh,
hours and hours and hours. I mean, it's fine if someone wants to do that, and for a first playthrough, for
it's
most of
fine
it,
if you're
I
running
did
a
do that.
60-player server and you have a clan of 10 people.
Yeah, that's going to make a difference too. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it was just a handful of us, that's going to definitely change how things work. I mean, it was like 4 people at max, usually only 2 to 3. So, I mean, that happens. It's not like everyone's going to be just like, oh yeah, let's just spend hours, all of us, just today. It's going to be all about just mining rocks,
Yeah,
because we need to retexture something. Nah, you can't do
half of
that.
all the sessions we did, I set out like, well, today's about mining fucking rocks.
I just assumed you liked doing that. I guess I just kind of rolled with it, like, oh okay, well, it's his
The
thing. He
castle
wants to
wasn't
mine.
really even getting bigger. Where did you think I was putting the rocks? Up my ass?
I didn't know what was like. It's funny kind of how this worked because for a long time I was off
I
doing my own thing, like with
okay.
my
Not
thralls, and you guys were
let's carry
building.
this discussion on. But are you ready to hop off the cross?
My characters. I guess I can skip this. Yeah, it's the Conan's pushing me over the cross right now. Let me hop off.
Okay, let me hop off the cross. Apparently,
I don't know if I can skip this.
I am guilty
Okay.
of defiling a temple, planking the walk, and pickpocketing.
Yeah, mine weren't as dramatic as the first one, which is a little unfortunate. Mine was well, regicide, which is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
I had regicide. I'm the Kingslayer. I also had
Oh man, I gotta fuck with the Pippi settings. Give me a second.
that's
Well,
fine. That's fine.
keep talking. Keep talking. I can do this
I,
while talking.
I think it was. I know it was regicide was one of them for sure. I think the other one was burglary, and then I believe the third one, also pretty impressive, was that she strangled a moneylender or something. She strangled somebody. Yeah, so she's a vicious chick. I like it. And I didn't mean audience for you to get that upskirt shot. That was me messing with my mouse. Ooh, she's a cutie.
Okay,
Take
let's
my
turn.
first steps. Boy, I remember this.
Let me turn off the economy bullshit.
What is the economy bullshit? Is that a part of the Pippi thing?
Yeah, it's a
We just
Pippi
don't
thing.
want it.
I don't entirely know what it does, but I'm not gonna. I'm just turning it off.
All right.
Okay, and let's see. Let's also change what are the automatic announcements.
Oh, that. I don't know if it matters that much that we do the bedroll, but that is a useful thing. If we want to do something that's useful and not funny.
Yeah, because the default ones are just like, hey,
You have
Pippi.
a server. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything you might think that we might need to remember, anything helpful that would be good for us to know every 10, 20 minutes.
Okay, there we go. Okay, now I am begin.
Now I am begin.
Hang on, the game's audio is like super fucking quiet. Let me fix the volume. I've had a weird issue with the volume mixer lately where it's being very liberal with muting some things.
Okay.
There we go. That should be fixed. Okay. Let me also close Spotify while it's here. I don't need to be listening to Ghost while playing and recording Conan.
I'm glad you were though.
Yeah?
I know Pink's a little reluctant about that. He's very. This is not a criticism. This is an observation. He's very sensitive about that particular type of music. I guess the possible Satanism. He's really kind of playing it super safe about that, and that's his prerogative. But I've never met anyone like that before. I think it's an interesting outlook that he's kind of so careful about it.
There's more going on there, but he could explain it to you himself.
There are others here.
Okay.
Slaves.
Yeah, like I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not really a good or bad type of issue. It's just interesting because I've never encountered anyone personally who was that guarded about listening to something that was potentially bad. I guess, or whatever else it may be.
And haunts me.
But
Yeah,
that's fine.
I won't get into his business, but there is a little bit of a story there that he could tell you about.
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
His hair.
He also told me his first name the other day, and he said that you guys knew it. So I don't know if maybe you'd forgotten it, or I just assumed maybe you were protecting him when I asked what it was.
Whoever reads this note,
His first name?
I leave the last.
Yeah, he told me his first name. I just straight up asked. I was like, "Have you ever told me your first name? I don't think I know it." And he's like, "I don't think I have." And I was like, "Wow, I think I'm like the first one to know it then." And he said, "No, actually, Addie knows it." He said that Addie mentioned it on a recording before, and I don't know if he remembers that or not. And then he said that you, I think, heard it in one of your podcasts or something, and and then knew the reference similar to a movie or something like that, I think is what he said, which, without giving the name away, which I guess I can, it was fine on the recording that we were doing for Dead by Daylight, so I guess he wouldn't care. He was like,
Oh,
yeah, Ted knows it because of this, that, and the other. So I was like, oh, well, then I'm like the last person to know it. Fuck.
I, there is a name I may have at some point seen for him. However, I was not for sure if it was a reference to something. No.
Oh, okay, curious.
I'll,
We can
I'll
play a little
admit
bit
that
of it.
mentally his first name is still that to me, but I've never called him by that because if it is, I don't want to blurt it out on recording. But if he's fine with it being said on recording, that's a different story.
You're saying mentally his first name is what? To make sure that we're understanding each other. He told me that it's okay to mention. Well, he actually said it openly when we were doing Dead by Daylight. He was like, "Well, I don't really care. I just never really thought about it before." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I can say it now, but before I do, I'm just curious as to what you're saying. You said that you knew him
So
as something, but yeah, go ahead.
So what it was, if he's fine with this. So when we first did a Skype call 3 or 4 years ago, ancient times now, a lot has happened since then. No, this would be 5 years ago. Long fucking time now.
I'm kind of
But
surprised it was only 5, to be honest. I mean, I remember what I was doing in 2018. I thought you guys were talking about that kind of stuff a long time before that.
but his username on Skype was specifically, I won't mention what the last name was, even though I'm pretty sure it's a joke. But nonetheless,
Yeah,
his
for what it's
username
worth, he
on
did say that he didn't want to say his middle initial or his last name. He did tell me that. That's worth noting.
yeah. But the first name he had listed was Logan.
That's it.
Okay, that is really his first name. Okay,
Yep.
because Pink and me are both huge X-Men fans, so I didn't know if that was just a cutesy little thing like, hey, Wolverine.
Gotcha. Yeah, he said, the way I interpreted it was that he said that Ted recognized the name or whatever. He said something like, well, I think Ted knows the name because he mentioned something in comparison to the movie. So
Okay,
yeah, that
yeah,
all makes sense.
I've never picked it up from Ted or Addie knowing it, but I think I did at some point on a podcast a couple of years ago mention like, well, I might know what your name is, Pink.
It's just kind of funny that all these years, I mean, I've known him now for, like, I can't speak for the rest of you guys, but I've known him for, it has to be at least 7, 8 years, I think. I've just never known his first name, and it was essentially just, I guess I never really asked him. And he never really mentioned it. It just never came up.
I mean, hell, how long have we known Goku? We don't know a damn thing about him in real life.
That's true. I have no clue what his name is. I've always just known him as Goku. Not even Goku Bob, which is his full screen name, but just Goku. Yeah, but yeah, Logan. When I heard it, I was like, "Oh shit, that's an awesome name. That's fucking badass." I thought you were like a Jeff or a Joe or something like that, which also still would have been fine. But Logan, that's fucking great. He was like, "Yeah,
I've
I like it. All right." Go
I've
ahead.
wondered before, because I know that in our group, X-Man explicitly stated that he was named old Xavier. And he had this out in public in front of everybody, and I think nowadays he's like a fanfic author or something, so he may already be some degree of celebrity on his own. But nonetheless, old X-Man explicitly said he was named Xavier for the character.
Hmm. And he presented that in a way to where it seemed like that was legit. He was being honest about that.
Yeah, and he said that if he was born as a girl, he would have been named Phoenix instead, but either which way, it would have been an X-Men reference.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I
So that,
mean, you guys are of the age to where your parents would have been, quite likely comic book fans. I mean, everyone can be a comic book fan, but that would have been a good decade for it.
yeah, well, my name Alex was just simply chosen because they thought it sounded cool.
It does. Alex is a good name. My name was I was based on my uncle Mike.
Oh,
Yeah, my favorite uncle. Good guy.
all right.
Yeah, that worked out well. And now I myself am an Uncle Mike. Have been for a while. It's kind of
The
weird.
legacy continues.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. There's several Mikes in my family, some of whom have the same first and last name. So I have no pressure of having to have kids. That's a good one. My name will not die anytime soon.
Oh, my name. If I don't end up reproducing, my last name dies with me.
Oh no! How do you feel about that?
I don't really feel either which way about it. It's not a big legacy.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard some people, show real concern for that. And I can understand. I mean, like to me, it's like, wow, it really kind of is profound that the name, the bloodline, so to speak, will actually die with me if I don't do something about it. But at the same time, it's like, well, okay, it's just a name, you know. It's there's always going to be new ones. It doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like bloodline, nah. Like, there's plenty in our family that have already produced children, but
Right. Oh, did you cut out or did you stop speaking?
no, no, no. I was just saying, like, the name to me does not really matter that much.
Yeah.
All right, I've made a stone club. Time to follow the road out of the desert.
I couldn't remember what the hell to make for a weapon. I made a stone hatchet, being that a hatchet, I thought that would do the trick, but no,
Nope, you
doesn't do
gotta
any damage.
research one.
Oh, this didn't work either. I made a stone. I made the stone hatchet. Like I said, didn't work. Then I made the stone. What the hell is this thing? It seems like it should be a weapon. It's the. I just stabbed the guy in the foot. What the hell is this thing? A stone cleaver. I made a stone cleaver. It's like, okay, that's not a weapon either. It's been a long time since I had to do these basic ass weapons.
Yeah.
Stone club it is. You said I have to research it? Wow, I have to literally research how to make a weapon, huh?
Yep.
Holy shit, we're going back. This is kind of fun, though. I think this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. All right, I've got enough levels that I can get the mandatory first perk, health regen.
Oh, God. I forgot that that's not even a thing at the start. Wow.
Yeah, you start with no health regen.
Shit.
The first couple levels of Vitality will give you some health, but that you don't get it until you heal up or get that health regen perk. I was sitting at 250 health out of 300 because I got Vitality perks, but I didn't actually get anything to heal me up to the amount that I gained.
I see. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Looking at this and seeing all zeros on my character perk list. It's I don't know. This is just really interesting. This is going to be such a trip going through all this again. I can't remember how I. Oh yeah, I do remember now. Go ahead. Why are you what?
Oh, I just said, why am I mining?
That's a good question. We're gonna. I guess we're gonna have to do the whole thing to where we put up a new starting base and all that, which is gonna be interesting. It doesn't have to be the same place. We can just make a little outpost somewhere, wherever we feel like it, or we could pool our resources, which probably the wiser thing to do. But I guess it doesn't really matter to me.
I usually just wind up planting down a bunch of crafting stations without putting much intricacy to it. Though I was
Yeah.
curious about my newer single player save that I've been playing. I made a new single player save where I made an African chick,
Okay.
and I decided to, instead of going the usual route of going straight to Noob River and then going north from there as you progress, As I well, no, today, this time this character I'm gonna go east,
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, why not?
and that one is actually wound up being really fun, just simply because I think I've mentioned this to you before, but if you build more towards the jungle, there are several spots where you can pretty easily get to shoe bills without futzing with any other enemies.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. That's apparently a super leveling trick, I guess, do after
Yeah,
that.
and shoe bills do like shit damage.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
So,
fine. I mean, if you think we can take it this early, I might do a little of that myself.
yeah, there's a little spot I liked in my single player game, pretty well right under Horse Island.
Horse eye. Oh, right.
So, let's see. Are you in a spot where you can check where you are on the map? Because
Yes, I am.
I'm already in J4, so I'm already actually really close to the far east.
J4. Let's see. There's 4. Where is J? J. You should be right by me, actually. You should
Really?
be like right by me. Yeah, I'm in I4.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in the river.
You're in. He's in the
Yeah.
water.
I
Ready to
actually went there as a place to because I have like 1 hit and I'm dead. So I grabbed some aloe and ran in here to make some to heal myself.
I see.
Yeah,
Oh, did you run
let me
into
hit.
exiles?
Yes, a couple. One of them hit a bow, and that's what got me. Got a
Oh, yeah.
little bit
It's crazy
close.
how bows do so much more damage in the early game, but when you get to the late game, like arrows are just a little annoyance.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, they're just kind of annoying. It's like, oh, this damn fucking crippling crap.
Yeah, okay, I've run to the river. There's
All
this
right.
little kind of peninsula I'm on here with a shellback nest. But since we're on the
Let's
southern part of the river, there's no male shellbacks, which is funny.
Oh, I see you running there.
Yes. Hello.
All right. Hey, I'll join you over there. Interesting.
Oh,
Might as well team up.
there's gonna be an imp crocodile throwdown over there.
Oh, the imps. I remember when that was, that's going back as well. Stay away from the imps. Stay away from the hyenas.
Yeah.
Which I probably still should, but yeah, it's like, oh no, these crazy creatures.
Oh, the imps never stay away from the imps. I literally just went over and clubbed one. I clubbed one of the exploding imps to death right just a second ago.
Oh, you were probably just being super careful then. The first time we
Nope.
played. No,
No, I never
no,
told you to
no,
avoid.
no, no. Oh yeah, you did. Well, no, not necessarily. There was one that ran towards me and exploded. Remember? And I don't think you necessarily said to stay away from him, but you were like, oh, that's a rare enemy that could be bad or something to that effect. I don't think you said stay away from it. Now that you mention it,
I probably would have told you not to let it explode near you. But
something like that.
hold
I
on
still
just a
need to make
second. We got to do
club.
an important thing.
What's that?
Oh wait, first let me actually make it. We need to make a clan.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, that is important.
Hang on, this is gonna be a good name. Again, if you don't like the name, we can change it. But
Yeah,
let
it's
me.
fine. Last time it was something goofy. I can't remember what the full title was. Well, it wasn't the full title. Yeah, there you go. The new Squoo. Oh,
Yeah.
I can accept or decline it. Interesting. Yeah, okay.
Okay, now we can see each other on the map. There we go.
Oh, that would explain why I couldn't see you. That's right. Yeah, before it was what was it like the form of
No,
Squoo or something?
you said the Hyborian hit squad, and it turned into the Hyborian hit squad.
It's Squoo. That's right. Ha!
Okay.
Can I make my axe yet? Or my club? No, I'm still a couple branches short. Where's the branches? Where's some branches? Well, I guess I can hit the tree.
Always the fucking branches.
Yeah, this reminds me of the old days.
Hang on, yeah.
least I
The
know how
best
to
way to
get
get
'em now.
branches, always hitting a tree.
Yep.
Now let me dispense some branches. I'll dispense 3 branches in a burlap sack on the ground.
I
Now
think I
that's
have enough,
early.
but I'll grab 'em just in case.
Now that's early game. Let me give you these 3 branches.
Branches. Yeah, not even like 1,000, just 3. Yeah, that is. It's funny because now, like, I know the game mechanics and everything, but now I have to reorient myself to what it's like to go back to this early level stuff. Like now I
Yeah.
have to remember. Okay, wait. Like, what's the very basic beginning thing that we have to like the club, for example? Like, I didn't remember how to make a damn stone club. I have to remember such things.
Yep.
Did I make it though? Yes, I did. Okay, I'm ready to fight and defend myself now. In fact, let me go grab some more aloe since we're close. I'll be right back. It's just across the lake there, or across the river.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal. Yeah, like I said, I finished it.
Before we get started on that discussion, let me go ahead and cut this recording, as it is the beginning of a new day.